Happy New Year, everyone. I hope that you had a great New Year's Eve and are having a great first day of the new year. Mine consisted of staying up really late with my youngest two and my husband, which was actually really nice. Um, Cooper, for whatever reason, seemed to know that it was the new year, and he stayed up till almost 1 o'clock in the morning before he finally fell asleep. So it was good. It was a little tiring, but it was good. Um, I wanted to go over my goals and my hopes for 2016. I've been seeing people start posting videos of theirs, and they're very motivational, and I just really like to watch them because I think it's always good, not just at the start of the year, but throughout the year, to have goals and dreams and to be reaching for them, to always be striving to be better and to reach for something more. Um, and so I've been adding little notes on my phone about things that I want to be better about. And really, the main word that comes into my head for this whole year is to just be intentional, to be intentional about to do the things that I want to do, to be better about the things that I want to be better about. To be a better wife, to be a better mother, to be a better person, better friend. I have a lot of friends and family that I don't live close to, and it can be really easy with life, especially when you're raising young kids and you have lots of demands, to just kind of have the days go by. They kind of run into each other and they go by quickly, and I have lots of thoughts that get jumbled, and I'll think, oh, it's almost her birthday and I want to send her something and I want to let her know that I'm thinking about her. And then, the days go by and it's like, oh my gosh, their birthday's tomorrow and I haven't even gotten anything together. And it's really easy to have that happen. And I would just want to be a lot more intentional this year to remember the things that are important to me, to write down something when I'm thinking about it, to strive to do something when I am constantly having thoughts that I want to be better about something in particular. So that's really the word for this year, is to be intentional. And the biggest goal, the biggest thing that I want to be intentional about this year is to pray more. There has been so many times this year that I just think I'll be talking to my husband and we'll be communicating about things, and we'll be wondering, okay, what should we do about this, or what should we do about that, or we want to improve this, but how are we going to? And we really have a big goal that we want to be closer to our family. And in 2015, we made the big move from Utah to North Carolina. Um, and it's been good. It's been sad. It's been bittersweet. We do miss Utah and the life that we built there. But it's exciting to have a new start. It was really awesome to have the time that we had with my sister in law and brother and nephew. And we had some time with them for the first few months that we lived here, and that was great. Um, so it's been a year of big changes. We made a big move, and we had Cooper, who is so precious, and I am so grateful for. He, like, babies just bring so much joy, and having Hudson in 2014 and then Cooper in 2015, like, it has just brought so much joy into our life. Yeah, it's chaotic and it's hectic, and it can be really stressful and hard sometimes, especially, going from having um, 2 to 3 has been a lot. I have 2 hands and I have 3 little boys to take care of now, and so it can be really overwhelming sometimes, but it's also filled with so much joy. Um, and so, yeah, just getting back to, I just want to pray more. I want to pray more and worry less, because really that's just what everything comes down to. Every desire that I have, every problem that I face, every thing that I want to change and I want to be better about, it all starts with praying. It all starts with praying and trusting God and worrying less. I can't change things. Like, just, I don't have the power to do things myself, but with God's help and with His guidance and His direction, anything is possible. And so I really want to be better about praying. I want to be better about praying in my own time and seeking His word, and just drawing closer to God, and then also with my husband. And so I have some things, I've kind of categorized some things that I want to be more intentional about with being a wife, things that I want to be more intentional about with being a mom, and just, general things as a person. And something that I really want to be more intentional about is taking the time to sit down and think. And this might sound kind of funny, but being a mom and a wife and feeling like I'm, stretched thin a lot of the time. A lot of times I feel like I don't have time to sit down and collect my thoughts. And I am somebody who is just kind of naturally a thoughtful person. That's something that, like, I'm very compassionate, and I thrive on being thoughtful and compassionate. And when I get like all flustered and stuff, when I don't have time to sit down and think, and somebody's birthday rolls around and I haven't had time to provide a thoughtful gift or card or note because I'm just so scatterbrained and going in a million different directions. And so I really want to take time to sit down and think and be thoughtful. And like I said, remember the things that I want to remember, cherish the things that are most important to me. And something about being a wife that I want to be more intentional about is communicating. I want to be better about communicating with my husband. Communication is so key. And I learned that very, very early on in my marriage, that jumping to conclusions doesn't help anything. And you need to communicate. When you're struggling with something and you're getting frustrated, you need to talk to your spouse about that. They can't read your mind. And so I want to be better about communicating my feelings. That is something that I'm really bad about. I tend to just want to be superwoman and do everything myself, and not have to rely on anybody. And that really bites me in the butt because I am not superwoman and I can't do everything by myself. And so there comes a point where I've been, pouring myself out to my children, to the housework, to my husband, and I don't take any time for myself, and I get empty. And then I start to get really flustered and I feel exhausted and overwhelmed, and I start to get short with my husband and short with my children. And if I would just take time to breathe and communicate and ask for help when I need it, I wouldn't have to come to that point. So I want to be better about asking for help and communicating and letting my husband know when I'm getting overwhelmed and I need help and what I need help with. Because again, he's not a mind reader. As much as I know, as women and wives, we want our husband to just like read our minds. Like, we don't want to have to say, I need help with this. We want them to just know and do it. Like, they're not mind readers. So we have to communicate, and I want to be better about that. And I want to be better about communicating my love and my gratefulness, to be slower to get flustered and quicker to be helpful and speak kindness. I have areas in my life where it's easier for me to get flustered. I don't do good in crowds of people, and where we have moved to, it is a very crowded area and there's lots of people and lots of traffic, and it's easy for me to get flustered in that. But I want to be slower to get flustered and quicker to look for ways that I can be helpful to my husband, to anybody around me, and to speak kindness. I want to become closer to my husband and become a more united team. With having children, it's really easy to just kind of have the days pass by and to just go through the motions and to not really take time to sit down and talk and communicate and make sure that you're on the same page, and really devote your marriage to God, really center it on praying and asking for direction. And so I definitely want to be better about that. And one thing that I wrote down is that I want to place all things in God's hands. And I have that capitalized and underlined, because all things, I really want to be intentional about placing all things in God's hands, no matter how small, no matter how big, no matter how out of reach it might seem. I want to place it in God's hands and pray and seek His word, both with my husband and separately. And as a mother, I want to be more patient. I want to be slower to anger and quicker to teach my children. I feel like it's really easy to get overwhelmed and frustrated when your child's maybe not listening to you or they're not catching on to something right away. It's easy to just kind of like be like, okay, whatever, I'm just not going to deal with this right now. I can't. But I want to be quicker to teach them and to really take the time to help them learn how to do things. Because they, they're innocent and they're precious and they want to help and they want to learn how to do things. And I want to speak more kindly. I want to be just more, intentional about speaking kindly and holding my breath, not being as quick to get angry or, say something that I might regret or, anything along those lines. And I want to help my boys grow in the Lord. I want to do more devotionals with them, read more Bible stories with them. It's so precious. In 2015, we got Colton his own Bible and started reading lots more Bible stories to him. And his favorite Bible story is David and Goliath. And it's just so neat to like watch him grow in the Lord. And like the other day we were at Michael's and he said, "Look, Mama, they have hearts and God is in your heart." And it just, to watch him pray and say things like that is just so precious. And so I want to nurture that. I want to, I guess I've kind of already gone over this, but I want to teach them how to do new things and let them help me around the house more. Help me when I'm cooking, help me when I'm baking, help me when I'm cleaning the floors, anything, unloading the dishwasher. My children love to help and they love to have something to do. And a lot of times it's just easier for me to just say, "Can you just sit here and play with Play-Doh for a minute or color or watch the show," or so that I can do this thing and I can get it done and I can get it done quickly and efficiently, rather than let them be involved in what I'm doing. Because if you're a mom, you know that a lot of times letting them help you do things like cleaning and cooking and baking will create more of a mess and can be frustrating. But I want them to learn how to do these things. It's important that they know how to do laundry and cook and bake and clean. And I want them to be well-rounded and I want them to know how to do these things. I don't want to just push them away because it's easier. I want to embrace teaching them and letting them help me. And then another big thing for this year is I want to learn how to help my oldest son, Colton, learn. He is sweet and precious and thoughtful and an amazing little boy, and he's so smart. He also has a lot of energy and has a really hard time focusing, and teaching him things can be really frustrating sometimes. And so I just want to really pray about it and learn how to help him learn better, learn how to just learn what the niche is that he needs to learn things and to be able to focus. And I want to spend more time reading to my boys and less time watching TV. I just want to be better about collecting different books, going to the library, reading, and expanding their knowledge and expanding my knowledge and just spending that precious time with them. And those are the things that I have written down. There are more things I'm sure that I will think of that will come up, that I want to be more intentional about. But like I said, just the main thing for this year is I want to be more intentional. I want to accomplish these things. I want to be, above all things, more intentional about praying, to pray more and to worry less. So that is kind of my theme for this new year. I hope that this video has brought you some encouragement. Feel free to please let me know what things you want to be more intentional about, what goals you have. If you have made a video about this, let me know and link it down below so I can watch it. I love watching these for encouragement and finding other things that I might want to add to my list too. And I think that's about all I have. So I will talk to you guys later.